Well, that's our big debate this evening. Is English imperative or is it discriminatory in the civil service examinations? Well, joining us to discuss this, Devang Nanavati, BJP leader from Gujarat. Remember, Narendra Modi has criticized that decision, but it has been held since in abeyance. So the present rules will continue for the moment. English will not be given the additional weightage. But still, it is a debate. Is this a step forward or a step backwards? That's what we're looking at. Shantaram Naik, Chairman Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personnel, Public Grievances, Law and Justice, remains with us for this discussion. He's also a Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress, and Srivats Krishna, an IAS officer presently on leave. He's actually with the IIT Madras now doing research for his PhD. Also with us, PS Ravindran, Director of Vajiraman Ravi, one of the leading institutes in the country for IAS admissions in the country. Mr. Nanavati, let me come to you. As important as regional languages are, in your case as important as Gujarati is, you would agree, being in a state which prides itself on reaching out to international investors, prides itself on its international image, that English is a language of international discourse. Why is it therefore not important for English to have been given the role which a lot of people believe should have been given, for our young bureaucrats to be completely skilled in the language as they take on their jobs?
Well, ideally speaking, Vishnu, there is no dispute that English is our window to the outside world, and we have had certain advantages because we have been exposed to the English language over this past 60 years and the past 150 years because of the British rule. But at the same time, we have lost a lot of our ingenuity, lot of our novelty, because we have stopped learning in our mother tongue. We've been kept away from our civilizational values and the rich heritage of literature and other sciences which is available in our civilization because of not knowing our mother tongues and the Sanskrit language itself. The question is that knowledge of English is not per se bad. Knowledge of English can also be a prerequisite for certain jobs that officers may have to take during their careers, and especially if we're looking at the foreign service, etc., etc. And also the fact is that in India we have interstate transferable jobs for the IAS and the IPS and other officers, which makes English a useful tool, because obviously a Gujarati living in South India is not going to be able to communicate in Hindi. I think he'll do a better job if he knows a little bit of English. Same with a lawyer or a doctor across the country. So I agree that English has some role to play, but at the same time, giving weightage in a competitive exam, that because you only know your mother tongue or one of the regional languages, and because you don't know a foreign language which is essentially foreign for all Indians, you should not you should be given it at a disadvantage.
What you are saying is that English Devang is a skill which can be picked up later on. Right, you're talking about the admission process. You're not criticizing English per se, which can be picked up later.
Of course, it can be picked on. Yeah, it can be picked on, and perhaps a better way is to be found out how to bring in the English skill if it is not there. But to say that because of that you will get an advantage over others, and or rather to say, put it as a prerequisite that if you don't know English you really can't then qualify for the exam, that is too much. That is what the essential objection is to.